Hello everyone, Zellerant here, and for today's video on Umamusume, we're taking a look at the upcoming Uma that'll be dropping here in the next couple days, and that's going to be Nishino Flower. Now, she's one you probably already heard me as well as other content creators talk about, as she is got an acceleration inherent that you're going to want for your pace chasers, as well as potentially your late surgers in the future. And she is still relevant today in JP. And with that, we'll just go ahead and get right into her. Like I always do with the Umas, we'll take a look at her stat bonuses, her aptitudes, as well as her skills, and whether or not she's going to be worth it for you to pull right now, kind of depending on everything else that'll be coming out around her. And with that, let's see what she's got going on. So the first thing she has is stat bonuses. We have 15% to speed, 15% to power. Pretty nice overall on her, especially seeing as she's more targeted towards your shorts and miles. But she is also E and medium, which means very easy to build her for medium. You just bring, you're going to be trying to get medium S, which means you're going to bring her all the way up to A anyway with the sparks. So not too big of a deal. Although she is also dirt F, so you could potentially build her for dirt. It'll be a little bit harder, but you can bring her all the way up to B, hopefully spark it at least back up to A, and you'll be good to go for her on that. Now, the big thing that everybody's going to be talking about when it comes to whether or not you want to pull for her is because of her unique skill and its inherent. And so taking a look at this, it is called Budding Blossom. So if the user is engaged in the challenge on a mid-race corner, increase acceleration when well-positioned late race, at least halfway through the final corner. So it does have some kind of key provisions in it that makes it where it's not an all-encompassing going to work everywhere skill, but it will work in a good chunk of races. And as you already know, your pace chasers need all the different accelerations they can get. And kind of looking at the conditions, it's basically third and fourth place. We see that a lot when it comes to the well-positioned skills. So it has to be third or fourth place. You have to be challenged in a corner, so it does have that little bit of a condition there. But after that, you basically then can activate it right when you get to that halfway through the final corner, which is not as random as you say some of the other ones like Head On, for example, for your pace chasers, which is what makes it really good. Now, one thing a lot of people have asked the question on is that mean it's good and be good for the upcoming champions meeting, because I know some people are wanting to maybe wait for her to get that inherit on like their Christmas Ogre cap, but I can say that it is not going to be good on that one because we are starting the late race in the third corner, not the final corner, so this is going to be too late. So if you haven't started working on her, you don't have to worry about trying to get Nishino Flower for this upcoming one, and you can just go ahead and keep working on it. But that's the main thing, that's the main attraction that's going to be why you're going to want to pull for her. But if you want to use her as an Uma, let's go ahead and see what she has going on in her entire kit here. She's got straightaway adept, acceleration, straight descent, and then awakening skills, sprinting gear, beeline burst, late surger corners, and determined descent. I mean, she basically has her speed gold as well as her wit gold skill in her kit itself. With determined descent being good, I think like one main track that I can think of, which will be a pretty decent honor. And the beeline burst, I really like the skill, very strong skill overall, but I prefer this one even more so on the longs, but it can be good on the others as well. So not too terrible there. But this one being so situational, I mean, that if I wanted to use her, I'd use her on the track where this one's actually going to be good. And then when you get down to everything else she has in her kit, firm conditions, corner adept, updrafter, shifting gear, steadfast, head on. She basically has most of her stuff that's in her support cards. She does conveniently have head on built into her kit, but there are a lot of other options to get that. Plus we have another, if you really want to get someone with pace chaser that has head on, I mean, you have the Daiwa Scarlet power card that'll have the gold version of that. That, to me, if you're going to want to build a very strong pace chaser, that's a very good borrow power card for getting head on, because that way you get the 4.4 instead of the 0.2. But having it conveniently in their kit's always nice as well, especially if you don't really have the options for borrowing that card because you have to maybe borrow something else. But that's overall our kit here. And then when we eventually get evolutions, she evolves Beeline Burst to have a stamina recovery built in, or you can have it be an increase in speed. To me, it's kind of a little weird with the stamina recovery, seeing as she's primarily focused towards your shorter races. Now, she can do mediums, but a 0.15 is, I mean, to me, that's not all that good. And being on a straightaway skill, I mean, if you can't really rely on that stamina recovery in terms of being a heal if you need one, because it's not going to be hitting guaranteed to be mid-race. Instead, it could be at the end of the race when it's too late anyway. So I'm not really a fan of that one, but at least she has the other evolution that makes it a higher speed increase. Pretty much, to me, would be always the choice you take. And then she increases the duration as well as the acceleration you get out of Determined Descent on the other one. So she'll be very good for those tracks when we get those. But other than that, nothing too crazy. To me, she is just a pickup for the Inherit, which is very strong, and I would advise most people, if you have the carrots to get her, to go ahead and pick her up. If you don't, well, I mean, she's, to me, a very strong option for your selectors, kind of similar in similar vein to like Meijiro Dober and Seiyun Sky for your late surgers and closers, or your front runners with Seiyun Sky. So, and the nice thing is she is around an area where I don't feel like there's any big must pickups around here. We currently have the Seiyun Sky Ballroom, which is going to be very strong in the future for an Inherit for long front runners. But was by no means a must pick up right now. You can always pick her up on a selector as well. And so you had that. And then the other big one, to me, in April at least, is going to be King Halo Cheerleader. And she's more niche as well. She has that acceleration that can help make your late surgers a little bit more consistent, as well as being very strong for your end closers on Inherit with the 0.2 acceleration. But her herself being strong with the 0.4 semi consistent acceleration, because she just has to be at the back of the race, not get rushed. And as long as late race starts on a straightaway, you get that acceleration. Now, there's only two main tracks that have that, being the Tokyo 1600, which, while it doesn't start on a straightaway, it's basically butt up against the corner ending in the late race. So it's going to be very strong there, as well as the sprint that starts on a straightaway, which we did a couple champions meetings ago. But she's by no means a must pick up. For a lot of people, she's just a borrow to get that acceleration built into your Umas. And so Nishino Flower is better than all of them. And then when you kind of look at everything else, you have Mr. CB Wit coming up, that you only need really to get Limit Break once. If you have a decent amount of carrots saved up, you should be able to at least get to that 200 pulls there. And after that, no big meta Inherit pickups, unless you have an Oshi mixed in here in terms of a favorite, until realistically the summer, where you have Summer Gold Ship, which is very good for team trials, but by no means a must-have. You can always borrow this one as well. And then Summer Maru Zensky, which a lot of people, you'll want to try and get that to Limit Break 1 for your front runners. But after that, you're pretty much just saving for Corpano Ricky, for Dirt, as well as the Agnes Tacky and Light Hello. So you'll have some time after to recover from her pulls. And so I think for most people, she's a really good pickup right now. I will be pulling for her. And I'll be trying to do it as soon as she drops as well. So if you want to stream or showcase your polls on stream, you can go ahead and join me when I do that. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Nishino Flower. To me, the biggest Uma pickup for this entire scenario. I know there's a lot of others that I like that I'll be pulling for as well for their Inherits, but to me, she's the most important. But if you can't get her right now, there's not too much to worry about. You can always get her on a future selector, as she'll be high value for that. So that's going to be pretty much it for now. If you like my content, if you could like, comment, and subscribe, it really helps. And thanks for watching.